Welcome to the Power Circuit, a program of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. This is where we bring you the latest updates, milestones, and scorecards from the Nigerian electricity supply industry, NESI. I'm your host, Amara Agugesi. We will be starting today's reports on a courtesy visit by officials of Siemens Energy, the company overseeing the Presidential Power Initiative aimed at enhancing transmission capacity. They were at TCN to explore stronger collaboration. The next report is on a session of the Audit Department's meeting with TCN management in the quest to enhance synergy, efficiency, and accountability within the system. TCN restates its role in advancing the Nigerian electricity grid for consumer satisfaction. We will then bring to you a special documentary on vandalism and the electricity infrastructure. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has continued to expand the transmission system towards improving bulk electricity transmission nationwide. But this singular menace has been a threat to critical national infrastructure, including those powering electricity in Nigeria. Officials from Siemens Energy, the company overseeing the Presidential Power Initiative aimed at enhancing transmission capacity, visited TCN on a courtesy call to explore stronger collaboration. They also introduced advanced transmission equipment and software that TCN can leverage to advance the transmission system.
Receiving the Siemens Energy delegation to the TCN corporate headquarters was the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, who noted the long-standing partnership of TCN with the company.
For us, Siemens is a household name since the time of NEPA. You have been with our organization for over 50 years. When we joined the organization, we made Siemens implements here, and up to now there are some stations which are still functioning. They were built in the 79s, 80s, which they are still functional, and they are built by Siemens. So Siemens doesn't need much introduction. We know what is Siemens, we know their capabilities, and we know what they can do.
Engineer Abdulaziz further spoke of the collaboration TCN has with FGN Company towards the successful completion of the Presidential Power Initiative, PPI, a series of power projects to increase transmission wheeling capacity nationwide.
In TCN, we have people we have attached to work with FGN on those Siemens projects. So there is no any decision that will be taken without our knowledge. So also, whatever FGN Power wants to do in the grid, they have to consult us. So we work together as brothers.
Speaking about the visit, Mr. Oladayo Orulu, Regional Sales Director, Siemens Energy for West and Central Africa, commended the TCN management led by Engineer Abdulaziz for the collaboration so far that has brought about significant success in delivering the PPI.
Yes, we're happy with the progress on PPI with the cooperation. The cooperation we have received under your leadership is different from what it was before you came in, so we're very glad at the progress we have made.
The Siemens Energy lead official also called for more partnership with TCN outside the PPI scope.
What we're also looking at is there are other existing systems, products and equipment of Siemens Energy in the grid that are not under PPI. We want to see how more we can work together, how more we can collaborate. We'll go through the presentation. There are some things that are not on the document we put on your table, so we'll share the slide. At the end of the day, it's not going to be lengthy, it's just going to be briefly on those on those new items that we want to introduce that they may not be familiar with. Because like I said, these are experts, these are not general people that we're speaking to, and they know us as well.
The Siemens Energy team highlighted various transmission equipment, materials, and software that TCN can further leverage in optimizing the power transmission system in Nigeria. TCN officials also made remarks about the presentation, as Siemens Energy officials responded to the observations accordingly. In a vote of thanks, the General Manager, Transmission Service Provider at TCN, Engineer Ali Sherifai, applauded the team spirit of Siemens Energy, noting that TCN is keen to ensure the collaboration continues.
So thank you very much for coming, and as my MD/CEO said, we are glad that you come, and we are taking away for what you have said, and we too also will try and see that Siemens is our collaborators at the same time, OEMs. Thank you so much.
To enhance synergy, efficiency, and accountability within the system, the Audit Department of the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) has held an interactive session with the top management team to appraise its performance. The power circuit was at the meeting and brings you the report.
Self-assessment is a virtue that helps one to thrive. This does not apply to just individuals, but corporate bodies too. And so, the Audit Department of TCN leveraged this ideology in a bid to promote core actions that sustain the values of TCN as it delivers its mandate of transmitting electricity in the most efficient and reliable manner. In his remarks at the interactive session, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, commended the department for the initiative and urged them to continue upholding the vital role of auditing in promoting transparency, accountability, and good governance in the company.
You see, audit is very important in any organizations. That's why they are reporting directly to the MD. Without audit, the organization cannot function properly. So you are there, you are trusted to do your best and make sure that things are done accordingly in the organization. I know it's not easy.
The Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider at TCN, Engineer Dr. Oluwagbenga Ajiboye, has this to say to the auditors.
TCN is a teamwork. None of the job or role defined by our organogram is useless. If anyone is missing, means we cannot do the job. At least effectively and efficiently, we will not be able to do the job.
Also speaking, the Executive Director, Human Resources and Corporate Services, Mrs. Abiodun Afolabi, pledged support for the Audit Department, among others, in terms of capacity building towards ensuring that they carry out their tasks promptly.
We write a letter and they'll train. So we look at all other departments that have similar problems, so they do quick training for them. Thank you.
Earlier in her welcome address, the General Manager, Audit at TCN, Hajia Lubabatu Yusuf, highlighted the purpose of the TCN Audit Interactive Session.
The purpose of this meeting is to review the internal auditor's daily activities, identify specific operational gaps, and collaborative development, actionable strategies to enhance the auditing process, overall efficiency. So I would just like to thank you once again. I thank the management for attending this meeting. We look forward to your insight as we proceed with the discussion.
The meeting featured discussions on audit operations, regional challenges, and strategies to further improve performance across the organization.
In an organization, it is expected that there are some inherent risks that is associated to our own internal operations. So what is expected is that we should be able to identify them in order for us to mitigate against such occurrence. That is one of our functions, and it's also a benefit to management. Whatever any department you belong to, the first that comes to your mind is that what is the vision of this organization? Because as the shareholders, in this instance, happens to be Ministry of Finance and PPA, who appoint the board of directors. Then the board appoints the management. So the management comes with what? The vision and vision for TCN. So it's very important for us to know it. And they give us core values. That's called integrity, transparency, sustainability, customer focus, and all that and so forth. So if what we are doing in our department, we need to watch. Our attention should be on what? The vision, because we are on the mission to get the vision. And I say again, the vision is possible.
Thank you for your active participation and valuable insights. Today's discussion was productive and demonstrated our commitment to strong internal control, effective governance, and organizational performance. Internal audit team will continue to work with management to implement the agreed actions and follow up on key recommendations. Together, we will keep our system strong, transparent, and aligned with our company objective.
The power circuit continues after this break. Don't go away.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmits bulk electricity from power generating companies, GenCos, to distribution load centers of distribution companies, DISCOs, nationwide. At TCN, we transport bulk electricity at very high voltage to DISCOs, who now off-take it and distributes it directly to electricity customers nationwide. TCN does not generate electricity. We transport the quantum of power generated to distribution load centers. TCN does not distribute electricity directly to electricity consumers. Our job stops where that of the DISCOs begin. TCN, transmitting bulk electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
Towards improving end-user satisfaction in the power sector value chain, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has emphasized the role it plays in the improvement of the national electricity grid so far. Recall that the system has experienced less disturbance alongside the boosting of transmission capacity on the national grid.
At the 5th edition of the Power Correspondent Association of Nigeria, PCAN, annual conference in Abuja, the Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider, TSP, in TCN, Engineer Dr. Oluwabenga Ajiboye, represented by the General Manager, Protection, Control and Metering, Engineer Suleiman Mahmood, emphasized the mandate of TCN and why the management is keen on delivering this.
On behalf of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, I would like to congratulate PCAN on her annual conference. And I think the theme of the conference couldn't have come at a better time than now. Bearing in mind the challenges of getting the correct affordable tariff for electricity consumers.
The TCN official further highlighted the impact of transmission projects and milestones in the power system, especially as it plays a critical role in transmitting bulk power from the generation companies to the distribution load centers nationwide.
I would like at this point to once again congratulate Sani Brown, who's here, and wish us happy and fruitful deliberations.
Also speaking, the chairman of the association, Mr. Obas Eseidesa, noted the role of TCN in power sector value chain, reiterating the commitment of journalists to support in amplifying milestones in electricity transmission.
I want to commend the dedication of our members and the support of our sponsors and partners, whose collaboration and belief in this vision have sustained this platform for 5 consecutive years. As we begin today's session, I encourage all participants to engage with honesty, openness, and a shared sense of purpose.
Conference with the theme, Cost-Reflective Tariff and Energy Poverty, Finding a Pricing Balance in Nigeria's Power Sector, brought together stakeholders in the Nigerian electricity supply industry, NESI, to brainstorm on critical issues of electricity pricing with journalists to enhance factual reporting and constructive engagement to inspire real policy actions in Nigeria.
Energy theft is what I think TCN is bearing the brunt the most, as most of the theft are being charged as transmission losses, which TCN bears the most part of it. At TCN, we are trying to collaborate with the regulator and the quasi-regulator and NISO to see the best way to address issue of energy theft by deploying smart meters and having situation room sited at the regulatory premises, monitoring what is being the activities at various locations. So basically, TCN is the one that bearing the brunt when it comes to energy theft.
It's time to bring to your viewing delight a documentary on vandalism and the electricity infrastructure. The Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) has continued to expand the transmission system towards improving bulk electricity transmission nationwide. But this singular menace has been a threat to critical national infrastructure, including those powering electricity in Nigeria.
Nigeria's future depends on the energy that powers its homes, schools, and businesses. Yet, a silent enemy threatens to plunge the nation into darkness: vandalism. When it strikes, it's not just copper wires being stolen. It takes away opportunities, health, and the safety of millions. Every act of vandalism, from stealing cables to damaging transformers, affects the national grid. While it may seem like a petty crime, its impact is widespread and devastating. Homes go dark, businesses shut down, critical services like hospitals and schools grind to a halt. To the environment, the damage can be equally severe. Fires, chemical leaks, and other hazards often result from damaged infrastructure, endangering entire communities. Even the vandals themselves risk injury or death from electrocution. Vandalism thrives in conditions of weak enforcement and low public awareness. But this growing menace is being met with a strong and determined response. The Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) is leading the charge, not just by defending against vandalism, but by building a stronger, more resilient grid for Nigeria.
My name is Engineer Sila Ahmed Abdulaziz. I'm the Managing Director of Transmission Company of Nigeria. I would like to talk about a very serious issue, which is vandalism. Vandalism of our power network. This is a very serious crime that not only disrupts supply of electricity, but it puts our staff and the general public in danger. It is a very serious crime that those people that are doing it for their own selfish interests. And it draws back the economy, it draws back the activities of the power sector. The money we used to spend in order to repair all these towers that are vandalized, we could have utilized them to expand the grid and make more projects. But this money are spent just to repair something that is vandalized by some hooligans or unpatriotic Nigerians. I would like to tell Nigerians that these properties are our own property. They are government properties. They are not only for TCN. It belongs to all of us. We should make sure that we safeguard them. If you see anybody trying to vandalize any installation in your area, please do what you can as quickly as possible and report to the authorities nearby. That will help us to safeguard our structures and also improve the economy of this country. Because by doing this, we are bringing our economy down and we are making more wastages. And these people are just benefiting themselves.
To combat vandalism, TCN has partnered with security agencies to increase surveillance and patrols around key transmission infrastructure. The deployment of advanced technologies is helping in monitoring vulnerable sites and deterring criminal activity. But TCN's role goes beyond protection. The company is expanding and modernizing Nigeria's power grid, constructing new substations, upgrading transmission lines, and strengthening interconnection points to ensure greater stability and reach. In addition, TCN is working closely with communities, educating residents on the risks and consequences of vandalism, while encouraging them to take ownership in protecting infrastructure. In areas frequently hit by attacks, TCN's rapid response teams are deployed to repair damage quickly, minimizing downtime and restoring power faster than ever before. These combined efforts, securing infrastructure, expanding capacity, building resilience, are vital to powering Nigeria's tomorrow. TCN's commitment demonstrates that tackling vandalism isn't just about enforcement, it's about strengthening the system from within and bringing reliable electricity to every Nigerian.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria is doing everything possible to partner with the security agencies and with the people to make sure that they look at our transmission lines and report anything suspicious to the authorities. We cannot do it alone. We need your cooperation. So it is your own property. It belongs to all of us. We need your cooperation.
The fight against vandalism is a collective responsibility. By reporting suspicious activity, raising awareness, and supporting efforts like those of TCN, we all play a part in protecting our national assets. Let's stop the vandals before they stop us all.
While TCN is doing its best to ensure efficient transmission of bulk electricity, we urge you to be vigilant to report any attempt to vandalize or encroach on electricity transmission facilities and right-of-way around us. Let's have a recap of the stories. Officials from Siemens Energy, the company overseeing the Presidential Power Initiative aimed at enhancing transmission capacity, seek to explore stronger collaboration with TCN. You have seen how the Audit Department of TCN is strategizing with its management to enhance synergy, efficiency, and accountability within the system. TCN has restated its role in advancing the Nigerian electricity grid for consumer satisfaction. We brought to you a special documentary on vandalism and the electricity infrastructure. While the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has continued to expand the transmission system towards improving bulk electricity transmission nationwide, the singular act of vandalism keeps threatening critical national infrastructure, including those powering electricity in Nigeria. TCN urges everyone to continue to rise to the occasion of safeguarding these infrastructures. I'm your host, Amara Agugesi. Let's have another exciting time next week.